violent collision, typically of one vehicle with another or with an obstacle. I was 16 years old when I had my first automobile accident. I was coming home late one evening and I was crossing an intersection merely 2 minutes away from my home when all of a sudden, crash. A car ran right into the passenger side of my vehicle, totaling me completely out. Although I was very much so startled because it was my first accident, I left that accident unharmed, and so did the person who ran into me. I was lucky enough where I only walked away with a ticket, but more importantly, I walked away with my life. It would be over a decade later before I had my next major car accident. I was working in Alpharetta, Georgia, driving along one day and then crash. The pizza delivery guy took me out, and with it, my automobile. Fast forward, almost 2 decades later, my third major accident. It was the week before Christmas last year, and I'm driving up 85 and crash. My vehicle runs right in the back of another. I received a lot of inquiries in terms of people saying, "Hey Nick, were you texting and driving and things of that nature?" No, it was an accident and it happened. This third accident, however, was the most severe because it's on a major interstate. I know some of you aren't aware of 85, but it's one of the busiest freeways here in Atlanta. Accidents happen on a daily basis. People die on a daily basis on 85. When the accident occurred, my airbag was released. The first thing that I did was ask myself, am I still alive? Now, there could have been any number of scenarios that could have taken my life right during that accident. But as with the previous two, I walked away. In fact, I've spent more time getting speeding tickets in my lifetime than it took to get that car moved off to the side of the road and for a tow truck to come and pick me up. Long story short, I made it home that night to see my family as if nothing ever happened. According to the Center for Disease Control, driving is one of the leading causes, if not the leading cause, of death here, not only in the United States, but all over the world. In fact, over 1.3 million people die in car accidents each year, and approximately 3,800 die on a daily basis. Let me put it to you like this. Throughout the course of a day, the single most dangerous activity that we do is drive. I've come across individuals who express a fear for flying, and there's more likelihood that you'll die in a car accident than you will on an airplane. Many times it has nothing to do with us, but those around us. Now, believe it or not, people suck at driving. Yes, even you. The issue with driving is that many of us just don't do it well. It's not because you don't lack the ability or the knowledge to drive. In fact, there are 5 main reasons why we suck at driving. Number 1, we're distracted. As adults, we tell our children, especially our teenagers, don't text and drive, watch where you're going, pay attention to the road. When in fact, if you evaluate your life, how often do you actually do that effectively? 2, we just lose control. I'm not one to drive fast, but I know individuals that do, and I've known individuals who've driven so fast that they've lost control of the vehicle and have had accidents. It's funny when I hear somebody say, well, you know what, I'm driving aggressively. Well, yes, even you driving aggressively can cause yourself to lose control and to have an accident. 3, being under the influence. Drunk driving or driving under the influence is one of the number 1 causes of fatalities while driving. It's very important that as we go to our business functions in the evenings, that we are mindful in terms of how much we're consuming. And if we need to pull back, that we do so. Number 4, just being reckless. Not taking as much care with the vehicle as needed in terms of coming and going back and forth. Swerving in and out of lanes too fast. Pushing it just fast enough just to make it through that yellow light before it turns red. That will cause you to crash as well. Lastly, it's failure to obey signs. Pushing through stop signs. Not yielding appropriately. Going around that bend when it's flashing 25, but your odometer is reading 50. See, if you don't obey the signs, then you are more likely to crash. Statistics say that you'll be in an accident at least once out of every decade. The key about a crash, however, is to not let it kill you, but to hopefully be able to walk away.